everyone! So today I'm bringing you a free knitting pattern, and it is for the red inspired scarf that I mentioned in my last video. I mentioned that Taylor Swift was really re-releasing her red album, which has already come out by now, but I decided to make a scarf kind of inspired by it. It's more of the color is inspired more than the actual scarf, because I don't believe she actually wore any scarves in her videos when she released that album, any of her music videos. But I just thought it'd be kind of fun just because I loved that album in high school. I listened to it a ton, so it's kind of part of my high school years, and I look fondly back at those moments when I remember listening to it. But anywho, so this is a super easy knitting pattern, and what I love about this knitting pattern is it does not take long to make at all. So if you're looking for that last minute Christmas gift, because Christmas is almost here. I cannot believe that. To me, I'm like, man, it feels like September still, but instead it's the end of November, almost Christmas time. We gotta be wrapping up our gifts, and I literally have not made any gifts for anyone. I don't think I'm gonna be able to make any gifts this year. I'm just super busy right now, and typically I like to make gifts, but I think I might have to do it next year, which is totally fine because I'll be better prepared for it. But if you guys are looking for a last minute Christmas gift, or you're just looking for something super quick to make for yourself, this is perfect. So this, I have not weaved in the ends because I'm horrible about weaving in my ends. I think I've established that many times in my videos, but this is what it looks like. It's actually a infinity scarf, so it is connected into a large circle, and you're able to twist it and wear a little bit more of a layered look. I really prefer infinity scarves over just a normal scarf. I don't know, it's just something at least I prefer to make them, and they're easy for me to style a little bit better than an actual scarf. But I do want to make a actual normal scarf that's not connected very soon. I already have the yarn picked out for it and everything. It's gonna be light pink, so that'll be coming in the next month or so once I start and actually design it. But I really do like how this turned out. It is super easy. It does not take long at all. Honestly, the longest part about this scarf for me was I just was not working on it enough. And it's about 8.5 inches wide, and it's 150 stitches, and you work in the round. And I don't know how many rows I actually did. I will count them whenever I will upload the pattern, which is out now on my blog, which will be linked down below for you guys. I'll have all the rows and everything on there for you and how to adjust it. But it does not take long at all, and literally it works up so fast, and the pattern isn't too hard where you have to really keep track of your rows. It's more of you just look at what you did on the last row and you can figure out what you're supposed to do on that row. It's super easy. I use the double moss stitch, which is very similar to the seed stitch, or also known as the moss stitch. So it's a little bit different from the seed stitch, moss stitch. It's called the double moss stitch. It's really easy. If you're a beginner and you know how to knit and purl, you should totally make this, no problem. It's super, super easy. And this also is very easy to adjust. If you don't want to make it into an infinity scarf, you could easily make it into a normal scarf, or you could even make it smaller and make it more of a neck warmer, or a cowl or anything like that. But yes, so this is super easy to make. I thought today I would show you how to do the double moss stitch. So I'll be showing you guys that and demonstrating. And also the yarn I used is the Premier Serenity yarn. It has I think it has like 200 and something yards in it, and I was able to make this, and I'm also making a headband, which I will be also releasing to you guys, so then it kind of goes with the scarf if you want to make a set. It's nice and easy. There was not enough yarn left for me to make a hat, which I was a little bit disappointed because I actually wanted to make a hat instead of a headband. But it all worked out. I'm just making a headband instead, and that was also super easy and very quick to make. And you also use size 11 needles, so you can imagine those are a little bit bigger than what I typically use, so this went by super fast. And since it is more of a beginner pattern, if you are a beginner, bigger needles I find make your project go a little bit more smoothly because you can really see your stitches, and it does feel like you're working through your project a lot faster than you would with smaller needles. But yes, so it's just a size 5 yarn, so it's bulky. You can find that type of yarn at any stores. You do not need to use the Premier Serenity yarn. I have not actually seen that yarn in stores. I don't remember how I actually came across it and I bought my own, but Usually I have not really found it anywhere in stores. I think I may have seen it at a couple Walmarts, but it's not normally sold at Michael's or Joann's or even Hobby Lobby, but any size 5 yarn will work for this. Just make sure you have enough yardage. You'll need over 200 yards. But I'll have the details up on my blog for you guys so you guys can see all those lovely details and the pattern up on my blog, which will be of course linked down below for you guys. Alright guys, so let me demonstrate on how to do the double moss stitch. Let's get started. Alright guys, so I'm going to show you how to do the double moss stitch. So this is what it looks like up close. I really like how this has turned out with this yarn, with it being kind of variegated. It just looks really cool and I love the look of the texture. So like I said, this is called the double moss stitch, and I'm actually making a headband which I'll be releasing really soon, but I thought I would just show you guys how to do this stitch. So first things first is we're going to purl the first stitch. Then I'm going to knit the next one, and we're just going to repeat that all the way across, purl one, knit one. Okay, now we're going to turn, and the way this is different from like the seed stitch, which is also known as the moss stitch, is we're going to repeat that same row one more time. So we're going to purl one, knit one all the way across again. So instead of switching every single row, you're going to switch every other row on alternating between purl one, knit one, and then you'll do that for 2 rows, and then for the next 2 rows you'll knit one, purl one. So you're going to be alternating between those 2 rows. Alright, so that is how you do the double moss stitch. So for the next row, you're going to switch. You're going to be doing knit one, purl one, knit one, purl one all the way across for 2 rows, and then you'll go back to purl one, knit one for 2 rows. And you'll just keep doing that back and forth until you're going to reach the width you would like. Alright guys, so that is it. Like I said, it is a super easy pattern. It does not take long at all, which I personally love for chunky knit projects. They go by super fast and you're left over with a really beautiful accessory, which I really do love. And I also love how easy it is, especially around this time of year. So if you really do need a last minute gift, it will not take you long at all. And depending on what yarn you use, it could look really, really different, varying from, like, this is more of a variegated type yarn, but I can imagine how beautiful it would look in a solid color because you would really be able to see the texture of the stitch, which would be gorgeous. So just depending on the type of yarn you use, it will really vary on how your scarf will turn out, which would be really cool to see. I'm actually thinking about making this in a solid color just so I can see the texture a little bit better. So that might be coming soon. You might be seeing pictures of that. Alright guys, so that is all I have for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you do decide to make this red inspired scarf, definitely send me pictures, tag me on Instagram or on Facebook. I would love to see them, and I am sure they're all going to turn out so beautifully, and I would definitely love to see pictures. But anyway guys, I hope you have an amazing day, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!